Hello everyone and welcome to today's open collab. It is a one-day collaboration. The hashtag is Slow Stitch with Me. Anybody of any level experience of slow stitching is welcome. I am a newbie and gosh, there's so many talented people out there. I would just love to have everybody and anybody participate so we can all learn from one another. So I don't know if I'll do another slow stitching collab next month, but you never know. You never know. That's all I'm going to say. You never know. So that is that. So the date that I'm actually recording this piece of this video is October 4th. So it is 12 days before this video will go live, but there's a reason for that. It's because I want to take you along with me on this. It's basically 11 inches by 11 inches. And I know I want to end up hanging this on my wall. And yeah, so I want to take you along with me as I work on this over the next, 12 days or so. So at this point, these top 3 pieces are sewn on. 1, 2, 3. So, I just had to sew. I just had to, so I started. This is a piece of tea-dyed, what is it called? Cheesecloth. So I know I'm going to sew that there, or at least at this second, that's what I know. This is a big doily that I tea stained. I think I'm going to cut this in half and put this here. And then this I really like. This I have to cut yet, but this is a piece of scarf. And I love it. When I thought about it, first I'm like, oh no, it's not going to work because it's going to be too sheer and blah, blah, blah. And I put it there and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So that I think is going to go there. This piece I may switch up, I may not. It's a piece of a curtain that I tea dyed. So I will be back as I continue working on here, and I'll take you along on the ride with me. Okay, so let me show you where I am at. I have been doing some work with this, but not everything on here is sewn down. And today we're going to do some stitching together. So I just kind of want to show you what I'm doing here. So this is an extra piece that I may or may not add. So I'm going to take that off. So that's not sewn. I have these 3 little beads here that are not sewn. So, but you can see how I place different pieces onto my project so that I can see what I like and what I don't like. So I'm going to remove the majority of this. All right, so everything on here is sewn except for this piece and this piece. So we're going to sew these together. So these they were just regular printed fabrics that I tea dyed, and I like the way that they came out. And so I'm going to go ahead and sew those. And I recently found these pretty little, well, I think that they were going to be earrings. So what I did is I took a bunch of my needles and I did put the crewel yarn. Crewel. That's so hard for me to say. It doesn't sound right. Crewel yarn on the needle, so I am ready to go. And I'm not like super picky about what color I use where, except if I know I want the yarn to pop. Like I knew I wanted dark yarn here because I knew I wanted it to pop. Like in this, even like the yellow on here, I wanted it to pop. Oh, let me show you too. I did add 3 buttons here, and I added some stitches here in blue. So like this right here was already on here. That's embroidered, right? But these blue like dots I added on myself. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted something that looked like blue dots. So, all right, so I'm going to just put a needle in these just so they stay where I want them. But I do want to get these to where they just stay in place. And I don't know, what color should we use? Let's do this one first. I think I'll use some blue. Blue would be nice. Yeah, so I'm just going to start. And all I do, I don't know what I do. All I do is I just sew, right? So I start on the bottom, and what I've seen other people do, and once I saw them do this, I'm like, oh my gosh, why wasn't I doing that? It's like so much quicker if you do this right from the top, instead of with each stitch you go, you know, down and up, you know. And so you can get like a lot of stitches done in just one shot, right? So now I did all of those stitches just in one shot. So I found that little trick, which a lot of you pros out there, you're saying, well, of course, duh. And what I've been doing, so like I did another little project. Let's see, it would have posted, oh, I don't know, maybe a week ago. And it was a wall hanging that I made, and that of course was slow stitched. And on that one, I even started doing some X's. So what I want to do is, you know, learn different stitches instead of just kind of making up certain things on my own, like these messy little dots up here. So I know that there's a whole bunch of, you know, different kinds of stitches. I don't know how many. If any of you know a good place to learn the stitches, let me know. I mean, I'm assuming there's a YouTuber out there that you know, shares that kind of stuff. Like I want it to be easily accessible. Like I don't, you know, necessarily want to watch through a whole bunch of many hours to learn a few stitches. I would like, even if anybody on here can do this, you know, do a video with, look what I did. I did that backwards. That's all right. I'm going to go with it. I went under when I shouldn't have gone under, but that's okay. It's at the end, and that's okay. It's getting a little bunchy there. I'm going to roll with it. So if anybody even on here can do a video that just shows maybe, I don't know, 5 different stitches per video, something like that, where the focus is on different kinds of stitches, right? So that's the kind of video that I'm looking for. That would be great, because I would love to learn. So again, this is how easy it is. So I just sewed, right, this whole patch on in a few minutes. And then I turn it over and I just do one little knot. I don't know if you need to have two, but I'm now doing just one little knot when I finish. Oops, where'd my, oh, sorry, I have to grab my little box here that has my scissors. So I put together this like little plastic box of, like, because I like to go into the living room and work and come back in here in my craft room and back and forth and back and forth. And I thought that this was a good way to be mobile with everything instead of me just lugging stuff around. So that's that. Okay. That is that. And what I'm thinking, and maybe we should just do it now, because why not? Because I'm fairly sure I want this down here. So what color do I want? Since I have a lot of yellow up there, maybe I'll go with that yellow color. And let's sew this on. All right, so that's it. That is on. So, oops, I got a little something going here. Oh, that was my knot for the end of the yarn when I put it into my needle. Okay. All right. So now what would happen, and I don't think I want to do it right now, but like I would figure out, well, what do I want to add to that? Like I have these really pretty blue, I think they're beads, but I'm not sure if they're stone or not. So like this was some of what I got from my friend who makes jewelry, and she would use beautiful stones. So I could do, like I could sew these right up like that, and I think that that would be pretty. Right, they're blue. They're a really pretty dark blue. You know what, I'm gonna do a double knot on this one because it has a heavy bead on it. So I really want to make sure that doesn't pop off. All right, let's look at it. Let's see what we did. All right, it goes like this. I think I'm gonna maybe have to sew that down a little bit. Oh, look at that. I did it. Oh my gosh, it amazes me. So I never did sew this piece on, but that's okay. That's okay. Look at this. So we just did this together. Now I could end up adding even more to that by the end of this. Who knows? But anyway, so this is where I'm at so far. I'll keep working and I'll come back and we'll finish it up. Alrighty, this is my finished slow stitch wall hanging. I'm going to share with you all the things that I did from the last segment of this video. So what I changed on it was I added this little charm right here to this button group, and I really like that. And what I did was I searched through this little bin that I have of just like I have some charms and stuff over here. I don't know, I have stuff like metal stuff in here. And so I looked in there and found this little piece, which I thought looked really good right there. Over here, I added this. This is just a piece of like a chiffon type fabric. And I just did a little ruffle there with it. And I like the look of that. So that's the top part. In the middle, I added this lace with the dark brown thread going through it on purpose, right? Because I think that that shows a lot of character. And I added a little piece of a, it's actually like a piece of a ribbon, but it looks like a rope. And then I did some X's on that with some blue. I added these 3 charms right here. And I added this number 9. I sewed down this back piece, put another piece on top of it, and sewed some, I don't know what they're called. You guys might know. But I'm just going to hold it up so you can see it up close. So see, that was like a little like ropey type thing. But it came on a spool like ribbon would. Over here, and it's hard for me to hold this up in a way where it makes sense. You know what? Why don't I do it this way? So I have those 3 there. Now you can see my number 9 up and close. And the reason I went with that, one of the reasons was, well, it just looked, the color of it, that really like bronzy color of it looked really good against, you know, this. So I liked that. And then these little things, I don't know what they're called, but I saw somebody do it once on a video and I'm like, I can do that. And I did it. This we worked on last time. I added this piece. I don't know what I did to make it this shape, but all I did was I kept sewing until it came out to this shape. But I really love the way that that came out. And what I did here, down here, I left most of the scarf as is, but I did add this, I think it was a necklace, and I cut it. So it's a pretty little piece of bling, and I really liked that. Let me zoom back out so we can see the whole thing again. All right, so that is my done piece for this collaboration. I want to share with you that I will be making 2 more of these. I want to hang this in my living room. So I already grabbed the other 2 linen napkins that matched this one that I used. I already tea-dyed them. I'm ready to figure out my placement of the fabrics. And yeah, so I'm ready to do that. And on this one, I'm going to sew on the back of it, either this piece of curtain, right? This is where I'm going to get a dowel to put it through. So I'll sew it onto the back so I can put the dowel through it and put, maybe I might tie this on it, on the two ends of the dowel, so that I can hang it on my wall. So I'm either going to use this, or I was even thinking about maybe using some muslin and just sewing in a little pocket right there. So, you know, definitely subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. I will take you on my journey as I do the other ones as well. And I just want to remind everybody, please go ahead and check out all the links below, the YouTube channel links below in my description box. Stop on over to everybody's channel, watch their videos, give them some love, tell them I sent you over. And yeah, so check them out for sure. And this was a one-time collaboration. But you know what? I don't know. I feel like I need another collaboration for next month. So I don't know if it's going to be the same thing or not. We'll see. And I pray that you all have a wonderfully blessed rest of your weekend. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.